deck a little bit. The first time in 4 games, a change in the starting lineup. Dwayne Wilson, Derek Wilson, both inserted into the starting 5.
Not a lot of height on the floor. This game will be played below the rim, functioning, using your offense, using your motion to make things happen. Both teams got to play error-free basketball.
Time now for the opening tip. What is the most important thing you're focusing on tonight?
It's all about the opening 6 minutes. Someone has to establish the tempo. Marquette got jumped on the last time they came out. NJIT starts slow, so those opening 5-6 minutes, very important tonight.
Marquette out of the Big East. NJIT, the only Division I independent. Something we'll talk about as the night wears on. Steve Wojciechowski, 1 win, 2 losses. 38-year-old. Trying to figure things out here against the Highlanders. First time these schools have ever met on the basketball floor. Wilson's playing keep away. Now Carlino in the mix. Pass inside. Back outside. And Juan Anderson gets in the paint. A good creative passing, sharing the basketball. Taylor misses inside but gets it back. Fresh shot clock. Marquette's most recent game on Saturday, losing against Omaha, 97-89. They allowed 57% shooting to Omaha. Derek Wilson, senior from Alaska, now going to initiate offense. 6 on the shot clock. Wilson inside, and again a miss. Finally cleared by the Highlanders.
Credit NJIT with a great defensive sequence right there. They got to stop twice. Come away with the ball.
Here's Tim Coleman up high, sophomore from Union, New Jersey. A bunch of East Coasters on NJIT's team. Technically New Jersey Institute of Technology. Now in their 8th season at the Division I level. And our first foul called on Juan Anderson. There's Steve Wojciechowski. This guy is a Blue Devil to the core. Played 4 seasons for Mike Krzyzewski and then has spent the better part of 2 decades next to Coach K as an assistant. Rising as high as the associate head coach in recent years.
Definitely a solid coaching pedigree, getting to sit at the feet of one of the best college coaches in history. I can only imagine what that must be like.
I always say the biggest distance in coaching is the difference between the first chair and the second chair. Half hook up and in. Daquan Holiday, the tallest Highlander in the starting lineup, 6'8", from Allentown. And it's a 2-0 lead for visitors.
They really like Holiday. He's very explosive, very athletic. One-on-one in the post, he can be a problem.
We're going to have a quick substitution already. Deontay Burton going to the scorer's table. He'll come in at the next whistle. Carlino, strong drive inside, misses the layup, and hits the deck hard. Numbers right now for the Highlanders, a 5-on-4. And good defense. Ball poked away by Wilson. Loose on the floor. We've got a tie-up. Possession arrow keeps it with the Highlanders. There's Jim Engels, 7th season with the Highlanders. His first year, close to a nightmare. 1 win in 31 games, but he's changed things around in a big way. Was actually named the Great West Coach of the Year in 2013, their last year in a conference before becoming an independent. Off-balance shot on the inbound. That was a tough chance by Lynn. Offensive rebound, up and in.
Well, we talked about not a lot of size on the floor, but Holiday quick off the floor to get the putback.
Daquan Holiday, all 4 of the game's points. And we've got a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on Kai Howard, trying to hang with Derek Wilson. That last whistle, we had a substitution. Deontay Burton checking into the game. Burton replacing Steve Taylor. Not sure what that's all about. Rob Ukawuba now into the game for NJIT. Ukawuba wears number 25. Close to 3 minutes into this one. Marquette still looking for their first field goal.
And for both coaches early in the season, you're just looking for consistency. You know, what combinations of players are going to make it happen for you.
Well, finally, the people here at the BMO Harris Bradley Center are able to take a load off. It's a tradition here at Marquette that you don't sit down until the bucket is scored by the home team. And it took close to 3 minutes. Dwayne Wilson finally gets the Golden Eagles on the board. Howard hands it off to Ukawuba. Pull-up shot and a foul is going to send Winfield Willis to the free throw line. Juan Anderson now with 2 personal fouls.
Great first step. Anderson gets beat on the penetration and then makes another error by committing the foul. That's his second. And for a guy that has been the spark plug for the Golden Eagles, you kind of wonder, so quick into the game, getting laced with that second foul.
Well, he's going to have to go to the bench. Willis hits the first free throw. Steve Taylor comes back in after a quick blow and a talking to by the coaching staff. He replaces Juan Anderson. We'll see how long Juan Anderson has to sit with those 2 fouls.
A lot of time left in this game. Both coaches want to go 8-9 players deep. You want to rest Anderson as best you can and kind of preserve him.
Corey Williams, you said a big key in this game was who got out to a quick start. So far, it's the Highlanders.
And Marquette's kind of left the door open.
That'll be a block, sending Carlino to the free throw line.
You know, giving up a couple of offensive rebounds and putbacks, but here you see someone who definitely knows what to do with the ball. Matt Carlino, a flat-out scorer. He's kind of been a journeyman throughout college, but aggressive, putting the ball on the deck, trying to make something happen for the Golden Eagles.
Carlino, the lefty. He'll have another. Manny Selenthakis checks in for the first time. Selenthakis replacing Winfield Willis. Carlino splits the 2 free throws.
Talking with Coach Engels this morning, he said he's going to play everybody tonight. Guys come in, give effort, try to do things the right way. He's going to put them in the game, which gives their team a concept of just continuity where everybody knows they're going to play.
Ball is on the end line. There will be a turnover. Marquette basketball.
Eric, I wish I would have played for a coach that let everybody play. That's nice. It's a nice concept. If you get a jersey, you get to play. But it definitely builds the character of this team. They know they have to count on each other and play together.
Taylor hands it off to Dwayne Wilson. Now Carlino. Carlino very aggressive, getting inside early and loses the handle. It will be end.
When you've been a part of one of the best college traditions in the country, the things that you pick up on how to build a program, how to coach players, how to put the right pieces in place to be successful, and now you finally get a chance to build your own program, you just know he's going to be doing great things here at Marquette.
Juwan Johnson has checked into the game for the first time for 23 in white. Pass inside, Kai Howard would like to get that one back, but another tip up and in.
2 defensive breakdowns there for the Golden Eagles. Nobody home on the back screen. And then just no one boxes out for the easy putback. The second one for the Highlanders so far tonight.
Oh, Darren Leakey had just checked into the game, and he's already got 2 points next to his name. NJIT's only attempted 4 shots. They've made 3. Tough pass to handle, but a nice catch, Deontay Burton. Ball smacked out of bounds, last touched by NJIT. Selenthakis is going to go to the bench. Back into the game, Winfield Willis. The lead for the freshman. Sandy Cohen misses from deep and a foul inside. Called on Deontay Burton going after that rebound.
You can almost feel with Marquette searching, every player trying to do something, trying to kickstart this offense, and you don't want that to turn into disparity. You want that to stay within the concept of the team. But 5 minutes in, to only have 3 points, I know they were hoping to start a little bit stronger than that.
It will stay with NJIT. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
I like what Derek Wilson's doing out front, trying to heat up the pressure, create some turnovers, and force the tempo.
Howard working baseline. He's held. That'll be an arm bar on Juwan Johnson.
Just getting beat off the dribble. No excuse here. Once that player gets on your hip, you got to make a decision. Referee's quick to call the hand check.
Matt Carlino comes back in, replacing Derek Wilson. For NJIT, Tim Coleman back into the game. Here's Lynn. That's what he's known for, a quick trigger. He made over 100 three-pointers as a freshman a year ago.
And he really can score. He's struggling with when to shoot and when to involve the team, but a flat-out scorer who's got to call his own number sometimes.
Hand off to Johnson, creates space, floats it off the back of the iron. Another one and done. Holiday's had a nice start to this game on the boards. Quick trigger Willis. Ahead of the pack, maybe this will jumpstart the Golden Eagles. Easy two inside for Johnson.
Good transition, Matt Carlino with his head up, getting the ball down the floor.
Last touch by Lynn went off his knee. Good defense in transition by Carlino. Now this is almost a total gut rehab for Marquette. Look at the scoring they lost. 71% of the scoring from a year ago has matriculated. Rebounding, over half is out the door. And over 80% of the three-pointers made no longer at the disposal of Steve Wojciechowski. And top four scorers from a year ago, all gone.
And, you know, all credit to the coach, because obviously the cupboard was bare upon arrival to Marquette. But obviously, Steve Wojciechowski putting together a competitive squad, guys in new roles, guys that were role players, getting some touches, getting some opportunities to become scorers.
And the Cubs not going to stay there for long. Already a splendid recruiting class expected to come in next year. Sandy Cohen, the freshman from Seymour, Wisconsin, his first field goal, and it's a three. Marquette has taken the lead. Holiday spins along the baseline. Great feet. Oh, man, didn't he know he had that? He's got 6.
School is in session. Holiday on the block with some superior footwork. Great spin move. Good patience.
Holiday averaging 5 points a game and 2 rebounds. He's already got 6 points so far in the first 8 minutes of this game. Another long jumper. Wilson. And going for the rebound. The foul is going to be called on Taylor.
For Marquette, it's very simple. Penetrate, kick, and stick. And here you see Carlino putting it down, creating a little bit of space. But as they move the ball, they're trying to draw 2 players. Once they draw 2 defenders, they know what to do. Find their teammate. There you see the 3 ball. That's good offense by the Golden Eagles.
Sandy Cohen, just a freshman. This is interesting. Juan Anderson is back into the game. He picked up 2 really quick fouls. Let's see how he plays in foul trouble. Rip away by Carlino. Nobody stops the ball. Carlino. And another rebound by Holiday. Long jumper. Ozapua hits the three-pointer, and NJIT back on top. First 3 for the sophomore from Staten Island.
And as a coach, you don't want that. You don't want to have 3-second possessions where you give up a three-pointer in less than 4 seconds. That was a rebound, outlet, and a 3-ball. Happened so quick. You want to get back, you want to contain, you want to match up and not let plays like that happen.
Anderson wants it on the block. Now faces up on Holiday. And he'll go to the free throw line. So penetration rewarded. We'll have free throws for the Golden Eagles when we return. We will have free throws for Juan Anderson. He will shoot 2. Anderson now 4 for 11 at the free throw line on the season.
Crucial point here, when you have a height advantage like Marquette does and you finally go inside and get the foul, you can knock down the free throws.
So NJIT the lead in the ball. NJIT has never defeated a team from the Big East. Lost all 18 tries. Kai Howard, junior from Philadelphia. Backdoor cut of beauty. The pass mishandled by Ozabua. And the ball goes over to Marquette. Chance for two goes by the wayside. That's now 4 turnovers.
And that's, talking to Coach Engels, he really is concerned with their turning the ball over a lot in the games that they haven't won. It's because of the turnovers. There you're trying to do the right thing and thread the needle, but just a little too risky. Wasn't able to hold on to it.
Freshman Cohen hands it off to Johnson. Now Carlino, the transfer from BYU. And Johnson loses it, gets it back. That's a good move. If you continually do that, lose the handle, get it back and put it in.
Fortunate bounce, but it all started from being aggressive. When you're aggressive, good things happen. He's hustling, scooped up the loose ball, and got an easy point-blank layup. But the Marquette offense, they have to create your own offense. Get out in the passing lanes, get a steal like that.
Anderson makes the transition layup. And Marquette has tied this game at 12.
Steve Wojciechowski wants to see more of that, more of the defensive pressure creating the offense. Things move easier when you're getting layups. Helps your offense instead of just playing in the half-court set all the time.
Little bump, nothing called. Getting inside, offensive foul on Ozabua. That was a pretty move to get inside and convert. But they call him for the personal foul.
I don't know. I got to see the replay. Good body control, goes up. Not a whole lot of contact, but you sell it to the ref, and if the ref's buying, it's a charge.
So Marquette, a chance to take the lead. One thing they're doing well, the Golden Eagles, just 1 turnover. Carlino real good at that ball handling. Now he loses it. Finally picked up by Carlino. Shot clock does not reset. Cohen gets inside, blocked away. Oh, man, a man-sized block by Nowicki.
That's a huge psychological play right there when you got a clean lane to the bucket. And
that slush coming out of the sky. Glad to be indoors. With Corey Williams, I'm Eric Collins. 12-12 tie, NJIT and Marquette. Ball pumped away, loose on the floor. Good hustle there by Marquette, but it'll be NJIT basketball.
You see Coach Wojciechowski applauding that effort right there. Defense getting in the passing lane, not letting him just do anything. Good rotation, kind of hits his own foot, but to go ahead and get on the ground and dive for that loose ball, some intensity for
Derek
Marquette.
Wilson, who had been plagued with a leg injury first week of the season, doing a lot better and looking frisky. Getting on the floor. Good catch inside. Nowicki, double team. Wild shot with the left hand. Marquette a chance to regain the lead. Manny Selendakis back in the game for NJITs. He's guarding Johnson. Johnson big, hop step and a jump, comes up empty.
Very poor shot selection there by Johnson. You can get that shot anytime.
Long three missed by Coleman. Under 9 minutes to play first half. Marquette, they're going to head down to Orlando to take on Georgia Tech on Thanksgiving Day. Trying to get things straightened out. And an arm bar going to be called against NJIT.
Going to be some very good competition down in Orlando. And, Coach is still tweaking things and trying to find out what works. But before you know it, Big East play will be here. And you've got to have a consistent lineup. You've got to have your scorers established. And more importantly, defensively, you've got to have a presence. And I see Marquette right now applying some pressure, trying to make some turnovers because that's what they're going to need. They don't have a lot of size, so it's going to be that perimeter defense that will spark their play.
Winfield Willis back in. Daquan Holiday picked up that last foul. That's his first. Taylor working on a smaller man. Taylor, another touch, half foot wild. NJIT basketball.
That's solid defense by NJIT. They dig down on Taylor, make him kick it back out. they rotate, they get to the glass, and they come back with the ball.
NJIT losing their most recent game at home against UMass Lowell, and wow. Oh, man, when things aren't going well, things like that happen. Steve Taylor tipped it in to the NJIT basket.
2 points is 2 points. They'll take it, but just a lid on the basket for the Eagles in the paint right now.
And now Taylor loses it underneath his basket. NJIT does not have numbers. That doesn't stop Lynn from firing. Rebounded by Willis. Nowicki leaves it for Coleman. Seven and a half remaining in our first half. Lynn had it blocked away. I think Derek Wilson got a hand on it. Marquette got out of the gate really slowly. Free throw jumper missed by Johnson.
Contested jump shot, NJIT being in the right place at the right time. Just getting a hand up, but more importantly, they're securing that rebound. Marquette's getting one shot each possession.
Corey Williams, beginning of the game, your opening tip, you said Marquette's got to get out to a fast.
There you see Coach Wojciechowski stressing the height advantage, the inside play. They've got to get more out of their guys in the paint, finish at the rim. And here we are with 6 minutes remaining in the half and only one foul apiece on the big men for NJIT. They've got to try to create more.
1-1 for Damon Lynn. Makes the first, he'll have another. Damon Lynn, last year, made 107 three-pointers as a freshman. That was the fourth highest total in the history of Division I basketball. In case you're wondering, Steph Curry, back when he was a freshman at Davidson, hit the most.
Keeping good company. Kind of surprised the freshman was allowed to hoist it up that many times, but that young man can shoot and play well. And finally, on a nice flex cut, the Golden Eagles get some inside play and they get an and one. They got to start looking and searching that out. Obviously, no surprise. Coming right out of a timeout. There you see the back cut, not well defended. Great pass. A little late on the rotation.
So Juan Anderson, senior leader from Oakland, California, a chance for the three-point play. Anderson a year ago averaging 3 points per game. You see the numbers now. Averaging 15 through the first 3 games.
Good combination of size. He's got an outside stroke, good athleticism. Just an all-around solid player who's being asked to do a lot more this year.
And that free throw looked a lot better than the first 2 that he claimed. Lead is 1 for the Vigilants from Newark, New Jersey. Lynn pushed at midcourt, no foul. Going to work against Derek Wilson, and it's not going so well. Has to pick up the dribble. Vlad Shustov in the game turns it over. Carlino behind the back. And a tap of it in by Burton. Marquette has regained the lead.
Marquette creating their own offense. Great defense in the passing lane. Cranking the tempo up, turn up the heat, and create some things.
Lynn draws the foul. Does it count? No. Was fouled on the floor. We are in a bonus situation, so he will go to the free throw line.
They got to give him the bucket. That's playground rules. That's and one. They don't do and one in the Big East. Nowhere to go. Just a straight hard drive to try to create something. Kind of takes 2 steps. At the next level, that's showtime.
That really hurts. Absolutely nothing to show for that possession for NJIT. Foul was called on Derek Wilson. He remains in the game. He's got the ball up high. Over to Anderson. And a stolen basketball. This is Lynn, who makes the shot easily. I don't know where that pass was headed. 4 points now for Lynn.
That's the direct result of scout team basketball. They worked on most plays this morning. Lynn knew exactly where that ball was going to go, disregarded his man, and shot the passing lane.
Carlino draws the foul. Carlino's going to score a lot of points this year.
He definitely knows how to find the basket. He's a scorer. He's a fifth-year senior, a lot of experience. He's got a great outside shot, played with that BYU team. But here you see this turnover. Watch Lynn just look and just anticipate the reversal. That's what you call being aware defensively. When you know the other team's plays and you go ahead and gamble and come up with a steal.
Anderson gets the offensive rebound. Fresh shot clock for Marquette. Down a point. 5 minutes to play here in our first half. Cohen to Carlino. And Anderson lost it out of bounds.
And this is what the coach dialed up, some interior play, knowing that the Golden Eagles have a size advantage, wanting his guys to finish at the rim, get into the paint, don't try to fall in love with the outside shot. And the Golden Eagles have responded by attacking the basket, getting those high percentage points.
5 steals in the first 15 minutes for Marquette. And we'll come all the way to the other end and shoot free throws.
I really like how tough NJIT is. They don't have a lot of size. They don't do anything fancy, but they've taken a couple of big plays from Marquette. They've taken a couple of runs. They're still up by a point with 5 minutes to go in the half. And it's a little bit of both. You know, Marquette has struggled offensively, but make no mistake about it, they've answered every run.
We've now reached the double bonus. So 2 free throws here for Kai Howard. I apologize. Still the 1-and-1. Next foul will be number 10. So next foul will be the double bonus. Wilson hangs high off the rim. Rebounded. Man-sized rebound by Rob Ukawuba. Nowicki. Ukawuba! Oh, my!
Flex.
The bigs played well together.
Great movement without the ball. The post players usually aren't that good at passing, but there you see the great bounce pass, but the movement without the ball. And I know Coach will just happens from the top. Got to keep contact with all the offensive players.
Strong drive, but Juwan Johnson loses the handle on the way up. 4 turnovers now on the Golden Eagles. Winfield Willis checks in, replacing Kai Howard.
Turnovers happening out of the one-on-one situation. Players trying to create, trying to get something going. It's got to be a team effort.
Quick trigger. That's what he does. Damon Lynn starting to get a little confidence. He's got 7.
Giving up dunks and threes. Those are no-nos. Defensively, you want to have guys work for the buckets they get. You can't just have a guy come down to a pull-up 3 in your face and another guy for a back cut and a dunk. A lot of things need to be addressed at halftime.
Marquette already this season. Losses against Ohio State and Omaha. Their only win coming against Tennessee Martin. Shot clock down to 6. Derek Wilson gets in the paint. The lead for Dwayne Wilson, and he's fouled. So Dwayne Wilson will lead on Marquette.
They're like pirates, just sailing the 7 seas, playing anybody, anywhere, trying to knock teams off. Not afraid to schedule some decent games, too. When you take a look at their schedule, they've got some quality competition.
This is a 3 free throw situation for Dwayne Wilson. Redshirt freshman from right here in Milwaukee. Made the first 2. This is a really good free thrower. 9 out of 10 coming into today's game at the stripe. So NJIT, their lead is still 4. They're shooting 56%. That's been an issue for Marquette. Backdoor cut of beauty. Ukawuba off the feed from Lynn.
They say sharing is caring, and Lynn sharing the ball, drawing some attention to himself, but guys moving without the ball, such a lost art in today's college game. Most guys stand around and watch their teammates do stuff.
Shot missed inside, finally dumped in by Anderson. The senior cleans up. He's now got 9 first half points.
He's been the bright spot for Marquette, being active, getting into the paint. Surprised they haven't gone back to their post play that much.
NJIT, they have only missed 7 shots. They're 10 for 17 from the field, and now 2 free throws for the Highlanders.
Well, it's 2 things. One, Marquette has to force them onto bad shots. They've got to let the shot clock get down into the final seconds, then contest and box out. But what NJIT's been able to do is knock down transition baskets, get open threes. They've been able to back cut. They've never really had to work that hard for a lot of these looks. They've been getting clean 1-on-0 looks with the basket.
Rob Ukawuba, sophomore from East Brunswick, New Jersey. Came into today's game just 1 for 3 at the free throw line, but looks really good and comfortable. Makes the first one. Deontay Burton back into the game, replacing Steve Taylor.
You look at a lot of things to try to gauge how a game is going, and when the smaller team has more free throw attempts, it tells you they're being more aggressive offensively, taking the ball right to you.
Kai Howard back in, replacing Winfield Willis. For Marquette, Derek Wilson, Juan Anderson, Deontay Burton, Jawan Johnson, and Dwayne Wilson, the 5 on the floor. Here's Burton. Lost the handle, got it back, and he was guilty of something, but no whistle. And it's a 4-point lead for NJIT.
Burton's so determined to make something happen. That play was set up for him, and he got the ball. He was not passing that back out. Good strength right there.
Under 2 minutes to play, first half. And a travel called on Ukawuba. 9 turnovers for NJIT. It's really the only thing they've done wrong. Reckless with the basketball. Tim Coleman back into the game.
And today at shoot-around, Coach Ingles had them working so much on passing the ball, making good passes to each other to make sure there wouldn't be turnovers.
Crazy move by Burton. Almost got it to fall. Gets his own miss and a foul on the floor. So Burton will go to the free throw line.
Looks like Burton's just decided he's going to be the man in the middle. Crossover, takes it strong to the cup, but up off the floor before anybody else. Just being active, and that's what it takes. You just got to be active.
Huge opportunity for Deontay Burton this year. Averaged 6.9 points per game a year ago. Made the All-Big East rookie team. With the role expanding exponentially here in his sophomore campaign. Corey Williams, you said Marquette needs to get off to a good start. They did not.
Well, they allowed NJIT to hang around, and they're a good team. They're solid. They run their sets. They may have a problem sometimes with turning the ball over, but as you can see with the back cuts and the way that they play and their ability to get to the free throw line, you've got to make them uncomfortable. And the times that Marquette has jumped out in passing lanes, they've been able to get some easy baskets and some turnovers, but defensively, they just haven't been able to close the possession.
Shot clock down to 8. Lynn. Oh, my!
What we just talked about, closing the possession. You play great defense for 20 seconds, and then you give up a bomb to a guy who you know can shoot the ball.
Burton going to work on the smaller man. And it's blocked away by Coleman. NJIT, if they play their cards right, they're going to go to the locker room with the lead. And a turnover. Difference game clock and shot clock's about a second. Golden Eagles going to hold for the last shot. No reason not to.
Big time block there. Burton trying to go one-on-one. Great anticipation. Now you see NJIT trying to confuse Marquette going into the zone mid-possession. Marquette had to take a few seconds to set up their offense against the zone.
Dwayne Wilson splits the double team. Derek Wilson, the lead. Johnson swishes it. Finally, something to cheer about here on Marquette's floor. Golden Eagles shoot just 35%. Turnovers were an issue for the Highlanders. They turned it over 10 times. For Marquette, they turned it over just 4 times. Juan Anderson leading the way for Marquette. He's got 9 points. And Anderson misses inside. Offensive rebound missed by Steve Taylor. Nothing's fallen for Taylor. Remember, he had 20 points against Ohio State. He has had just 2 points in a game and a half since then.
Well, you just got to fight your way through a night like tonight. There's clearly a lid on the rim for the Golden Eagles up close, and they haven't been able to score.
Reach-in foul on Damon Lynn. Probably not a bad idea. That was going to be a boom. So we'll have a couple of free throws here for Marquette. Juan Anderson at the free throw line. He was 1 for 3 from the stripe in the first half. He's now 5 for 13 free throwing this season. That's a good stroke, though. Made 2 in a row.
It's a lot of arc on his free throws. It's going to be a swish, or if he catches rim.
So the lead is just 1 for the visitors from Newark, New Jersey. NJIT. 9th year in Division I. They are an independent. For a handful of years, they were in the Great West Conference, but now all by them lonesome, trying to find teams to play them. Nice shot in traffic. That is Winfield Willis. 2 more. Derek Wilson, Dwayne Wilson, Matt Carlino, Steve Taylor, and Juan Anderson, the 5 on the floor. It'll be interesting to see the go-to 5 for Steve Wojciechowski here in the second half.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. NJIT doing a good job of hanging around. If they are hanging around with 7 or 8 minutes to go in this game, you got to make some decisions about rotations. Who you want out there.
Man-sized rebound, Juan Anderson. He had Daquan Holiday breathing down his neck. Now Anderson was bumped, has it thrown out of bounds by Holiday.
Holiday so quick off the floor. He gets beat off the dribble, but recovers beautifully. Sends it over to the cheerleaders. Here you see, big man with good lateral movement, but more importantly, good timing. Get the ball, don't commit the foul. And the last part, when you get to the next level in the NBA, guys keep it in play. But not a bad play right there at all.
Coleman and Holiday go to the bench, replaced by Ozabua and Ukawuba. Carlino thought about it. Instead, Anderson a chance. And that's an arm bar called on Rob Ukawuba. That's the second foul on Ukawuba. And that'll be ball out of bounds for Marquette.
Highlanders got beat on the last inbounds play. See if they defend this better.
Lee for Wilson, looking for 2 in a row. Minutes gone by here in our second half. Kai Howard lowers the head, no travel. Shot clock down to 11. Cross-court pass. Someone's going to have to fire. And Willis traveled. Good defensive stand right there by Marquette.
Marquette got to shooters. They ran them off the three-point line. And you see the travel. But the true test of a quality team is to play defense for the entire possession. Golden Eagles able to do that just now.
Steve Wojciechowski was a player at Duke. He was all about defense.
All about
defense. The floor with 2 hands.
Absolutely. Setting the tempo out front, picking up full court.
Good soft hand. Steve Taylor drops it in on the feet from Carlino. That's the first field goal for Taylor.
About the easiest 2 points the Golden Eagles have had all night. Comes off a nice curl move.
NJIT playing from behind now. Nowicki. Offensive rebound. Poked away nicely by Dwayne Wilson, loose on the floor. And what do we have? It's a tie-up. Possession arrow stays with the Highlanders.
Love the intensity. 2-3 efforts at the offensive rebound and putback. But here you see a nice move. Carlino threads the needle. Easy deuce for the big fella. But down here, NJIT just relentless on the glass. They go up to get it. They go down to get it. On the floor, all over, just hustling because every possession counts.
32 seconds on the shot clock. Howard. And it's rebounded by Lynn. Extra possessions for the Highlander. And it'll result in 2 free throws. Big time collision underneath the goal. Howard will shoot a pair.
Trying to position yourself to take the charge. You got to be aware of the no charge zone. Officials whistle the block. He's in too deep. His foot is on the line. Officials right on top of the call. Make the correct call there. Good position, but just too deep under the basket.
Second foul on Steve Taylor, junior out of Chicago. High school teammates with Jabari Parker, Simeon Howard in Chicago. Of course, Jabari Parker played for Steve Wojciechowski and Mike Krzyzewski in Durham, North Carolina with the Duke Blue Devils. And now Jabari Parker makes his home here in Milwaukee, playing for the NBA's Bucks.
6 degrees of Jabari Parker.
Maybe 2 degrees.
Or maybe getting a look. Obviously, you know, that happens a lot of times. Coaches come recruiting one player and see your teammates, and next thing you know, you're able to capitalize on that.
Straight in, guys.
Juwan Johnson back into the game. Dwayne Wilson gets a rest. And NJIT back on top. Manny Selentakis replacing Kai Howard.
Coach Ingles keeping bodies fresh, rotating guys in and out. And around the 10-minute mark is always the crucial point of a college basketball game because you're 30 minutes in. That's when conditioning and size and mental toughness start to take over. NJIT trying to stay fresh throughout the entire second half. You can get by on the first half just off adrenaline. Second half is going to be about repetition, doing things the right way.
This would be the biggest win in the 9-year history in Division I basketball for NJIT. No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Juwan Johnson jump step, took an extra step, called for the travel.
Second time Juwan Johnson's gone to the one-on-one tonight on the penetration and just not had good results. Marquette's got to move the ball and get the easy shots.
Willis, the blow by. Everything but down. Pretty move. Ball was poked away. And Selentakis can't save it. Good hustle there for the junior from Greece. Timeout on the floor. NJIT on top by Johnny Football done.
I don't know. He just seems to be best when he's on the field because off the field is just not his cup of tea.
Golden Eagles. Get some offense going after the timeout. Starts with Anderson up high. 13 on the shot clock. Burton hangs. It hits. Deontay Burton, the sophomore from Vincent High School right here in Milwaukee.
Nice move by Burton. Marquette kind of with that 4 out and 1 in. Don't really have a big man on the floor. Anybody posting up.
Inside shot missed by Willis, but rebounded nicely by Odera Nuiki. 4 points for Nuiki.
Another example of great ball movement. Sharing the ball. Just a defensive breakdown there by Marquette.
Marquette is being out-rebounded by NJIT. Carlino spins, gets in the paint, blocked away. Nuiki's got it. Islanders just hanging around. When NJIT first entered the Division I, they lost 51 consecutive games. There was a 2-year window where they had buckets. Lynn.
They they were on Sports Center for all the wrong reasons not too long ago. But Coach Engel's done a great job of, you talking about started from the bottom. He's been able to build this program.
Nothing falling for Marquette, but it'll stay with the Golden Eagles.
Inside the play, you're going to see a curl move right here. And basically all it is there's no ball pressure, and you can go ahead and roll it. You're going to see them enter the pass, and they're just going to set a nice wheel route and freeze it right there. All the defenders from Marquette are away from the ball. There's nobody home. That's the easiest 2 points you're ever going to see. And even then, there's no box out, and they get the putback.
Wilson passes it over the head of Sandy Cohen. It'll be NJIT ball.
You go to 4 out, sometimes even 5 out with no big men, and it just turns into a passing game. It's like handball. Guys penetrating, handing it off to each other. Eventually, somebody's going to step up, take some of the scoring responsibility for Marquette.
All right, we're getting close to winning time. You said you're interested to see who Steve Wojciechowski trusts for Marquette when push comes to shove. Holiday is fouled by Juan Anderson. Daquan Holiday will shoot free throws, 2 of them. Third foul on Juan Anderson.
You know, I spent a lot of time at Arizona setting screens. I played with a lot of good guards, and the majority of my career I was a role player. But I figured out that if I set screens, it opened me up to score. That's exactly what Holiday's doing out here. He's running around, setting screens, and then he's diving to the rim, and they're finding him. That's unselfish play, because if you free up your teammate for a shot, that's good. But he's at the line, obviously, because he's being aggressive, and they're hitting him on the roll.
Holiday, a senior from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Came in averaging 5 points. He's got 8 right now with 13 minutes, 51 seconds to play. Back into the game, Damon Lynn. A 3-point shooter and leading scorer, 16 points tonight. Marquette down by 3. Freshman Cohen.
Taylor back in the game to post up, but there's the turnover.
And that is going to be a really short time on the floor for Sandy Cohen. He's back on the bench. Dwayne Wilson re-enters. And Steve Wojciechowski calls timeout.
They need more of that.
That's a good way that Marquette can change the momentum, the tempo, get it more to their liking.
Yeah, you've got to anticipate where the ball is trying to go.
Tim Coleman broke the double team. Lynn, strong dribble, comes up short, gets his own miss. Finally cleared inside by Taylor.
Yeah, that's completely unacceptable. Lynn, the smallest player on the floor, shoots in the lane and gets his own rebound. Guys got to get after the ball, and I know this is a Marquette team that's new. A lot of new pieces, guys in different roles, but just overall intensity, hustle plays have to be there for the Golden Eagles.
Marquette has made just 2 3-pointers all the night. They're 2 for 7 from behind the arc. And we have a foul called on Damon Lynn. For Lynn, that's now 2 personal fouls. And an offensive foul, an illegal screen set by Steve Taylor to try and free up Juwan Johnson.
Wojciechowski does not like the call. The officials want to see players completely stationary when they go to set screens.
NJIT, the lead and the ball. It's a tough stretch for NJIT. This is the first of a stretch where they'll play 9 out of 10 on the road. Almost a steal by Taylor. Ball still loose, and Johnson has a steal. Loose again, and now a tie-up possession arrow favors Marquette.
And that's what the doctor ordered, bodies on the floor. And here you see the foul that Coach Wojciechowski didn't agree with. It's a back screen, but you can't chicken arm and kind of lean out. You got to stay still. Easy call for the official. And then on the ball, get in the passing lane, make something happen. You see both Marquette players cranking up the intensity, trying to get something jump-started offensively.
Anderson, Wilson, both Wilsons, Derek and Dwayne, Juwan Johnson and Steve Taylor, the 5 Golden Eagles on the floor.
And they've got to find Taylor on the dive to the bucket. He can post up. They just got to search him out as he draws the foul right there, trying to post up. He's the biggest guy on the floor right now, and they've got to take advantage of him being out there.
Odera Nuiki, the personal foul. Taylor. And a whole bunch of fouls over the last minute and a half. This one called on Odera Nuiki. 11-15. After the timeout is Marquette ball. Fresh shot clock. Quick trigger on the inbounds. Good inbounds play. Juwan Anderson converts.
Set play. See something they hadn't seen before. Just a basic screen and roll, screen and pop.
Ty Howard going to work inside. Now Coleman backs it out. Pressure being ratcheted up defensively by the Golden Eagles. Lynn to Coleman. Shot clock at 7. Step back. Tough shot. Oh my.
That is a backbreaker from Coleman late into the possession. Just when Marquette had some momentum with the easy bucket, needing a stop. Coleman with the answer.
First bucket of the night for the sophomore. Senior Juwan Anderson over to Juwan Johnson. Taylor is grabbed. So the foul's starting to accumulate now for NJIT. That's their 6th team foul. So the next time they commit a personal foul, it'll be the bonus situation for Marquette.
A lot of friendly whistles. Not a lot of contact on that one, but the officials starting to whistle some fouls.
There's the 7th foul on NJIT. It's called on Tim Coleman.
You know, Marquette, a team that's averaging almost 70 points a game, stuck at 37 right now with a little over 10 minutes to go. Wonder where the scoring's going to come from.
I got good news for you, partner. I got some bad news for you. Marquette in the bonus, but Juwan Anderson is in free throw.
Juwan Anderson's got that high arcing release. When it swishes, it's great, but
he willed that one in.
Willed that one in, and at one point was a better three-point shooter than free throw percentage-wise, and that's a mystery.
Look at that. 14 points now for Juwan Anderson. Averages 15. Much improved from a year ago when he put in 3 a night. Backdoor cut read beautifully by Derek Wilson. Pokes it out of bounds.
Being alert, being in good position. You're not going to burn them 2 or 3 times in a game with the same play. NJIT living off of that back cut. And Marquette's kind of figured it out.
And before the shot, we have a travel. Oh, would have been a layup for Tim Coleman, but he shuffled the shoes.
One of the best inbounds plays I've ever seen. Coleman set a screen, then got 2 screens, curled all the way to the basket, and was wide open. Took a while to develop, but that was a nice play, but just shuffled the feet.
So Marquette, a chance to regain the lead. It's been a long time coming.
Look at the job Lynn is doing against Wilson, just in his face the entire length of the court.
Anderson faces up. 3 ball. Anderson Saved beautifully by Lynn. Highlanders want to run. Willis. And he's fouled. Willis hits the deck hard, but he's rewarded. He'll have 2 free throws. Foul called on Dwayne Wilson.
Beautiful possession by Marquette, inside, outside. But as you can see, the Highlanders on the run. You've got to get there, and you got to get completely set. Wasn't able to pull it off. Willis to the line.
Winfield Willis, junior from Baltimore. Began his college experience at Clarion University. That is a Division II school in Pennsylvania. Wanted to challenge himself. Now playing at the Division I level. The NJIT Highlanders, based in Newark, New Jersey.
We talk about challenging yourself, going to that school. You have to know a few things. That's a science and engineering school, and it's not your average academic coursework.
Matt Carlino back in. Haven't seen him in a while. Carlino, Juwan Johnson, Juan Anderson, Steve Taylor, and Dwayne Wilson, the 5 on the floor for Marquette. Strong left-handed move. Anderson, 16 points.
Great move by Anderson. Took his time, one-on-one, sweeping across the lane. No double team, just one-on-one play, and he delivers.
Lynn's been quiet for a while. Open underneath. Closing in on the 9-minute mark. NJIT still on top. Lynn, that was blocked by Wilson. On the other end. Dwayne Wilson gives Marquette the lead. Willis, no. And Holiday, much needed for the Highlanders. 10 points for the senior Holiday.
NJIT still finding ways to answer these big Marquette buckets. Marquette with a little momentum right now. Crowd into the game, getting some stops defensively. Anderson making some plays.
Oh, this isn't a fair fight. Anderson bottled up, and he's fouled. He loved the matchup, took advantage, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, they call this a mouse in the house. Anderson takes his time, faces up, sees the size advantage, gets to the sweet spot. Nice finish. And at the other end, just a fake, just bailout on the defense, and they can go ahead and find the open shooter in the corner. But Lynn's got to do a better job defensively. He had the bad shot at one end, and at the second end he gambles. Doesn't come up with the steal. Marquette capitalizes.
Rob Ukawuba goes to the bench, just picked up his 4th foul. So Juan Anderson, he's been at the free throw line a whole bunch. This is a 1-and-1. He's figured something out. He came in today just 4 for 10 from the free throw line. He's now 5 for 8.
And that's usually what happens. You get warm, you make a couple of baskets, you get your, the anxiety comes down, and you just get to the free throw line and knock your shot down. But it always takes a couple of easy layups to get you going.
He's looking like Travis Diener at the free throw line.
Nah, I wouldn't say just that. It's a stretch.
Lead is a pair for the Golden Eagles. 18 points for Juan Anderson. Where'd they be without him? Backdoor cut, nothing doing. Coleman's pass too hot to handle. Right through the wickets of Daquan Holiday. 13 turnovers for the Highlanders. And Holiday will go to the bench, replaced by Odera Nowicki.
We're at that crucial part of the game. Marquette seeming to find some rhythm. Crowd into this game. Want to create some distance. See if NJIT can answer.
Steve Wojciechowski writing these 5 names down. A little bit of run with Carlino, Johnson, Taylor, Anderson, and Dwayne Wilson on the floor. Wilson the pass. Taylor hit it. May have been pushed from behind as well. Marquette up by 4. A 9-2 run for the locals. And a foul called on Dwayne Wilson. Coach, kid gets you 2 points.
You got to do it.
This has been a nice one. 3 ties, 9 lead changes, and a missed layup. Everything but down. What do we have? A tie-up. It'll stay with NJIT. We have had an inordinate amount of shots that seem like they're going to go down, and they just lipped down.
Some of those balls that were bouncing the way for the Highlanders in the first half just not dropping right now. Great inbounds play. Point-blank layup. They just couldn't convert.
Howard going to set up the offense. 7:20 remaining in this one. Behind the back, Coleman. Now the Golden Eagles will exhale for a bit. 7 minutes remaining. Whoa. Jawan Johnson almost dragged the pivot foot. Wilson fouled. He'll shoot a pair.
Good inside-outside movement right there by Anderson. Takes it when he has the one-on-one opportunity. Kicks it out when he sees a group of defenders. That's good balance, good vision.
Foul called on Tim.
Draw up perfect plays and guys get point-blank looks. Well, that's how coaches get gray hair, I tell you.
Body English. 2 free throws for Dwayne Wilson, who is a really good free thrower. Redshirt freshman from right here in Milwaukee. Came into the day 9 out of 10 at the free throw line. And the lead swells to 6. I'm not sure if NJIT has the offensive arsenal to explode against these Golden Eagles.
NJIT thrived off defensive breakdowns and mistakes. Now
offensive rebound, Coleman.
Yeah, now that Marquette has kind of cut down on those mistakes, it's going to be harder for them to get points.
And a stick back and the foul. Chance for a 3-point play. Nowicki will go to the strike.
Well, they just keep coming, don't they? Penetration draws a crowd. Lynn flipped to the basket and just no one home to box out. You cannot ball watch in college basketball. When that shot goes up, you got to find somebody and box them out. Guys that ball watch have guys that jump over their back or beat them to the rim.
Lead is 4 for Marquette. And a whistle and a foul. Free throws again for Marquette. 4th team foul on Coleman. He's in danger of being dismissed.
Now that Anderson has the hot hand, Marquette running everything through him, drawing attention to the size disadvantage, giving him a one-on-one, and that baseline ref is only 5 feet away. He sees everything.
You can't really say that Marquette has figured out their offense. They've just been able to get to the free throw line frequently in the last 5 minutes. For the most part, they're making their free throws, and that has given them the lead.
Yeah, the way that they're scoring is, they're going to the free throw line, but it's just the whole mind state of looking inside versus the one-on-one and poor shooting that they were doing in the first half.
Lynn. Offensive rebound, Willis. I can't tell you how many shots NJIT has missed from right inside. Wide open look, Lynn. Finally, something goes in, and a quick timeout called by the Highlanders. They've cut it to 2. Maybe people didn't expect much, but they're going to be a tough out this year.
It'll be a tough out. They've got nothing to lose, and, they've been clawing. They're trying to find a home, trying to find a conference, trying to get respect. Just a gritty group of young men that play hard and play together.
Fun to watch. You love the effort. Now Taylor. Dwayne Wilson will go to the line. That's been the best offense for Marquette. Just draw the foul, have the clock stop, and shoot some composed free throws.
Nothing like free throws. It gives you a chance to rest, gives you a chance to get organized. Coaches can signal the defensive set. Guys can figure out who they have. It really changes the tempo of the game. Teams that like to run can't run. So they're always lining up for free throws.
Juwan Johnson into the game, replacing Matt Carlino.
Interesting to note how the rotation gets a little tight inside crunch time. You go from playing everybody to going with a core group of 7 guys that are going to finish the game and bring home the win.
2 guys we haven't seen a lot of in the second half, Deontay Burton and the freshman Sandy Cohen. Hand off to Howard. And a steal. Juwan Howard just reinserted into the game, gets the ball back for the Golden Eagles. And again, the offense starts with the drop down on the block. Good angle for the entry. Anderson, extra pass. And a rebound cleared by Kai Howard.
Almost too much passing there, in my opinion.
Oh, my! This guy's fun. Damon Lynn, the three-pointer. He's got 13, and it's a one-point game.
His light has been green since last year. In a situation now where you know anything can happen in the work to become a shooter that has the green light like he has it tonight.
Steve Wojciechowski's drawn up some nice inbounds plays today. See what he's got here.
Hopefully what they run involves getting it inside and kind of working off of that.
They get the ball inside. Anderson wraparound pass. Taylor. Wilson, wild shot with left hand, offensive rebound. Taylor will go to the free throw line.
The size of Marquette beginning to wear on NJIT right now as Marquette continues to hammer away.
Damon Lynn making this a one-point game. Fouls trying to contain Steve Taylor. That's no easy task. 2 free throws now for Taylor. First free throw, Taylor made.
Yes, he did. Getting him the ball, you know, he looks to pass because, like we said in the beginning of the game, a lot of these players for the Golden Eagles have not been in positions where they've been counted on the score. You know, when you're a banger and a rebounder and a screen setter, now all of a sudden you're getting the ball. You know, you don't know how to really adjust to that. So everybody's got to change their mind state, start looking at the basket, trying to score.
Good backdoor cut and finish with a chin up by Nowicki.
Boy, Coach Angles has got a playbook that is really nice. Guys sharing the ball, point-blank dunks. They've been slicing this defense into ribbons tonight.
Marquette up by a point. Senior Anderson faces up. Ripped away. Stolen by Lynn. Weaving through traffic. Oh, missed opportunity and a foul in the backcourt. NJIT goes from possibly taking the lead to going 90 feet, shooting free throws the other way.
Huge momentum swing. You get the turnover. You get your best scorer in the open court with the ball. He's off to the races, beats 2 defenders, gets all the way to the rim, blows the layup, but the foul is going to send the Golden Eagles to the line. And who would you rather have with the ball down 1 than Lynn?
Anderson gets that to fall. Lead is 3 for Marquette, trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. This is an NJIT team that a handful of years ago lost 51 consecutive games. Much improved under Jim Engels, now in his 7th season. everything but down for Howard.
Talking to Coach Engels earlier today, changing the mind state of the program, changing the expectations of these young men, trying to change the culture, getting guys to think positively about basketball, going out trying to win. That's been the first part of this battle. Now actually going out and getting W's and finding a conference, that's the second part, but they've come such a long way.
And again, the ball enters into Anderson, and the offense flows from him. Travel. You just wonder, does NJIT have one last run? Steve Wojciechowski imploring his Golden Eagles for some defense. Wild shot missed from about 28 feet by Lynn.
Just a heat check right there. He's got the green light to shoot those. 3-point lead, and Coach Wojciechowski wants to talk it over, knowing he has a young team, wants to make sure everybody's on the same page for these final possessions. This would be a good example of do they execute what he just drew up.
A lot of good things for Wojo and Marquette. Just wonderful resources to work with here in Milwaukee. Great recruiting class coming in next year. There will be better days. Entry pass, a dangerous one. Anderson loses it. Loose ball run down by Willis. Tons of time. Minute and a half remaining, and a foul up high. That's going to be the 7th-team foul on Marquette, and we'll have a 1-and-1 situation.
Howard really sold that foul to the official. Just a little bump out front. No, nothing really too terrible, but the way he threw his arm up and kind of flew back left the official no choice but to call this. Just a little bit of contact, and sold it to the ref, and he'll get to the line.
Howard hits the first. He's got 7. Chance to make this a 1-point game.
And I tell you right now, in this situation, down 1, the pressure is not on NJIT. They've just got to play good defense. If you would have told me they'd be within a point under 2 minutes, I would have probably said no, but here they are. All they've got to do is defend, and they may get a chance to get the ball.
And Wilson hit it. Chance for the 3-point play.
Big play by Wilson. That's a big-time move. Taking it upon yourself in the traffic. Not the best option, but he turns the corner and sees nobody's home. Gets the contact. The official, the long whistle, gives him the and one. Just a good play, good strong body control. And there's no shot blocker home, so you might as well go to the basket.
Wilson now 7 of 8 at the free throw line. The lead is 4. And NJIT, they call a timeout.
Since they've had them both together, this is exactly that situation. You need a bucket and a stop.
Dangerous inbounds pass, and it's stolen away by Anderson. That was not a good decision by Devon Lynn.
Good defense there by the Golden Eagles to get a hand up.
NJIT, they want to play some defense without fouling. Shot clock down to 13. Wilson. NJIT basketball, 41 ticks remaining. They've got 1 timeout if they choose to use it.
Right back in the same situation they were in before.
Nancy and tips. Lynn. Offensive rebound missed. Finally cleared inside by Derek Wilson. And with the shot clock off, will come the other way and shoot free throws. That may have been the last gasp for NJIT.
The Highlanders have had their opportunities tonight. Lynn with a wide open look, his second three that he's launched in the second half that didn't hit the rim. He did have the bomb just a couple of plays earlier, but just point blank misses, and you think that the clock is just kind of run out on their chances.
All right, Derek Wilson has not shot a free throw today. Just 1 for 4 at the free throw line this season.
Well, they're leaving the door open with this NJIT squad. 3 times they've been able to get stops, but haven't been able to put points on the board.
Oh, man. Here we go. Inside, Holiday's whacked. With the clock stopped, he'll shoot free throws. So Marquette commits a foul in transition. And Holiday needs to dip 2 in here.
These situations so crucial early in the season. Coaches trying to build confidence, making sure your players don't lose confidence.
One possession game. Matt Carlino coming in just in case NJIT just commits the foul. He's a good free thrower.
Well, you're also anticipating some full court pressure here. If NJIT has a press, now is when you'll see it. So you want to get your ball handlers out there, get your free throw shooters out there as well.
Holiday with ice water in the veins, knocks in a pair. He'll go to the bench, replaced by Tim Coleman. NJIT needs either a steal or a quick foul. Ahead of the pack, Wilson is fouled by Coleman. No, it's actually Kai Howard called for the foul. And Dwayne Wilson in the double bonus will shoot 2 free throws. Marquette has the right man at the stripe. Redshirt freshman 7 of 8 so far tonight shooting free throws. A huge free throw now. The lead is 4. Lynn gets inside. Oh! No basket! Offensive foul!
Everyone in the gym knew Lynn was going to get that ball and take that shot. And he made a great move out front. They knew he wanted the 3 ball, but he gets to the rack, takes off. And I do not like that call one bit. His feet were not even on the floor. But Steve Wojciechowski celebrates the effort, taking the charge like they do down in Durham.
It was Juan Anderson who took the charge, much to the glee of Steve Wojciechowski. Taylor is grabbed. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I tell you, all night long, they've been calling this blocking foul on guys getting in the lane, shooting the floater, and you know, the referees always tell you in the clinics, guys got to be set, they got to have their feet down, they got to be above the arc. And I got to tell you, I really didn't see that on that last play. I want the drama. I want the 1-point game with 20 seconds to go, but as you can see, Marquette at the line.
Marquette's not making anything easy tonight.
You know, there's still a new team that's trying to close out games, and this is some valuable experience. How to close out a game when it comes to what we call the free throw parade, making sure you close it out.
Lead is 5. NJIT, no timeouts. Substitution for defense. Derek Wilson replacing Steve Taylor. Lynn. And that'll do it. Marquette, they survive. Man, it was tight all night long.